everyone, how you doing? My name's Raelan and I just thought I'd share with you today one of my food staples. I really like to mix it up when I cook, and I cook a lot of different things. I think sometimes with dinners, a couple months will go by where I won't cook the same thing twice. I just love experimenting and trying lots of different types of cuisines and just really enjoying the process of exploring food and getting to try new things. However, when it comes to my breakfast and my lunch, I tend to be really repetitive. To me, this is one of my efficiency and time saving and health hacks, just to find some staples and then just to keep remaking them over and over and over. I have some for dinner as well too, but mostly it's breakfast and lunch where I tend to repeat myself. So I'm going to share with you right now what I've been having for my lunch. I've been rotating on and off, so I'll do this one for a couple weeks and then I'll rotate back to another one. So this one today I'm going to be sharing is a Dreamy Tahini roasted vegetable sandwich. As someone who is relatively new to eating a predominantly whole foods plant-based diet, and in the beginning I was a bit concerned that food wasn't going to feel that satisfying or that filling, or it was going to feel restrictive or a bit boring. And if you're new to this or you're experimenting with a plant-based diet and you're concerned about that, this is one of those dishes where it will put all of those concerns to rest, because it is just so hearty and so tasty and so filling, so satisfying that you forget that you're not even eating meat. I certainly don't ever miss it. I thought that I would, but I really don't. I really love eating this way. All right, so let's dive right in. Dreamy Tahini roasted vegetable sandwich. How do you make it? Start by preheating the oven and then preparing your roasted vegetables. So I use red and green bell peppers, carrots, red onions, sweet potatoes, and mushrooms. I wash them all in the sink with some water and a splash of apple cider vinegar, and then I chop everything up really fine. It's going to bake faster and just be easier to eat in a sandwich if you chop things up really thinly. It all just turns out better in the end. And a little trick for onions that it took me a long time to learn is just to chop the ends off and then to chop it in half, and then you can just remove that outside layer really easily. For years I'd been doing it a much more ineffective way, and I actually learned this on the show Orange is the New Black. A bunch of women working in the prison kitchen taught me how to peel an onion finally. So in case you didn't know either, there's a quick way to work with onions. So once you've got everything chopped up, you're going to toss it into a big mixing bowl. I'm making a double recipe here, but I'll flash the ingredients up on the screen at the end in case you want to take a screenshot for a single recipe. So here I've got about a teaspoon of salt and I think 2 tablespoons of olive oil. So you're just going to mix that all up really well and then put it out on a baking sheet that's lined with parchment paper. I need 2 baking sheets because I'm making a double recipe, but for the single recipe, you'll be fine with just 1. So spread everything out nice and evenly and then just pop it in that preheated oven. And you're going to cook it for 45 to 60 minutes. It's going to depend on your oven. It's going to depend on how crispy you like things. I like mine to be a little bit crispier, but if you like yours on the softer side, then you can cook it for a little bit less. So while those vegetables are roasting, then you can make up your Dreamy Tahini sauce. What makes this sandwich is the sauce. To do this all in a food processor, I thought it came out creamier. It probably does a little bit, but now I can't be bothered. I just do it all up in a bowl, the same bowl I'm going to be storing it in. I mix it up with a spoon and it turns out just fine. So this is made up of tahini, maple syrup, salt, pepper, lemon juice, and garlic. So we're going to put in our ½ cup of tahini, about ½ a teaspoon of salt, more or less, depending on what your preference is. 1 tablespoon of maple syrup, dash of pepper. And something else that I learned recently that I've been doing wrong all these years is using that lemon press. I used to put them in like this, where the round side fit with the round side of the tool. And then I recently learned, again on a TV show, that this is wrong, that you actually have to put it where it goes the other way, against the round side, and then of course the lemon juice presses out the holes. I guess that should have been obvious, but again, in case like me you didn't know, I learned that on Ellen. Gwyneth Paltrow was doing some kind of cooking show, and I learned from her. Another little hack or another faster way of doing things, something that I didn't know about for a long time, I've mentioned this in other videos, is with garlic. I think sometimes we overcomplicate how to get the peel off garlic, or at least I know that I used to. When reality is all you have to do is put the garlic down on a cutting board and then press down on it on top of the flat side of the knife, and you'll find that that peel comes off really nice and easily. No fancy tools or appliances needed, it just comes right off. So just push that through the garlic press, add that into our sauce, and once all the ingredients are in there, we're just going to mix it all up. Now I actually add a splash of water to this as well. The consistency right now is good, but we're going to be storing it in the fridge, and in the fridge it will thicken up quite a bit and will become hard to spread. So make it right now a little bit waterier than you would like it, and then after it's been stored in the fridge, it should come out just about right. All right, once our vegetables are ready, I just toast some whole wheat sourdough bread. This is my absolute favorite kind of bread. It's pretty much the only bread I buy. And I'm gonna top one piece of that toast up with the roasted vegetables, and then I'm gonna top it with some homemade sauerkraut. It doesn't have to be homemade sauerkraut. I think it tastes better this way. I'll put a link in the video here and in the description below if you want to check out my recipe for homemade sauerkraut. And I add some sliced avocado and some diced jalapenos. Now, of course, all of these toppings are optional. It's up to you, but I really think that this combination just works magically together. And then, of course, we're gonna add some of that dreamy tahini sauce. And that is it. This is a bigger sandwich than I'd normally eat. The bread that I normally buy, it was in a much bigger loaf this time, so the pieces are really wide, so this is kind of massive. I probably won't be able to finish it. And aside from how amazing and delicious the sandwich is, one of the things that I really like about it is that it's a good meal prep one, because I don't like doing a lot of work in the kitchen every single day. So I do everything that I just showed you here at the beginning of the week. So I do this Monday, and then I just store those vegetables in the fridge, and then I just keep reheating them every day. So every day for the rest of the week, all I have to do is toast some bread, heat up some veggies and throw it on, and then just throw on my toppings, my sauerkraut, my avocado, and the diced jalapenos, and some of that sauce that we've got ready to go. And that's it. So I can whip up my lunch every single day in, I'd say, less than 5 minutes. And it's really, really awesome. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know what you think. And if you enjoyed this video, if you could smash that like button, I'd really appreciate it. All right, take care, guys.